Now that's what we're looking for.
There's
right
a
there.
chub right there. Look at
Oh
that
man.
fish. Boy, that's a nice fish there, Cliff.
Just get it close, man. I'll get a.
Well, now you just hold on and let me have a little bit of fun. It ain't every day you catch one of these. These people live all their life and don't catch a fish that size.
You want me to get him now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and get him.
I don't think it's ready.
She's ready.
Grady White Boats' reputation for designing ruggedly elegant fishing boats is legendary. Our attention to quality, detail, and customer service is unmatched. From our Fisherman 180 and Coastal Explorers series to the unrivaled Canyon 456, you'll find no boat that rides better and offers more fishing amenities. Go ahead, experience fishing at its best. Get the Grady.
Hello and welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, some people don't like to fish when it's really hot, but Joe, today we add a whole new meaning to summertime heat.
That's right, and the premise for this show was to go out and see if we could catch a good class of largemouth bass in the heat of the summer. That was the whole idea. Late June, early July, when typically we start moving into those warmer temperatures throughout the day, even early and late in the day, you can still run into warm temperatures. That particular morning we started fairly cool, but it warmed up by 9:30 to 10 o'clock to where it was you could tell it was going to be a real scorcher. But we caught fish. We mixed the baits. We used a variety of baits. Moved around the pond looking for different temperature change and different depth, oxygen levels. All that kind of plays into it. And the guys will share with you what you need to look for to do it. But we proved today that you can catch a good class of fish even during the heat of the summer.
We'll talk about that on Gear Time. Now, Donna's in the kitchen with a recipe today, and it's all about catfish.
It's a different way to prepare catfish, and it's her unique style of cooking and really tasty recipe.
Well, you've heard the term summertime heat. We're going to add a whole new meaning of it today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Joe, you have to get here early in the morning, about 5:30, to really catch the sunrise and to get for these fish to start biting. They have an early bite, and this time of year, late June, we've been in the 90s. Today's going to be 90. So if we can get out here early enough, we should be able to rouse up some of the bigger bass or some bass all together. You can see it's kind of a cool night and just the mist coming off the lake, but I think we're going to have a good day. It's fun being out here anyway.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. I guess this water temperature's heated up a little bit.
Yeah, matter of fact, we checked it and there's no oxygen below 7 foot at all. There's 0.02 parts per million below 7 foot. In the summertime, ponds stratify. Anything below 7, if you got a pond 19 foot deep, you won't have any oxygen below 7. So it kind of simplifies things. You just fish the banks and stay suspended less than 7 feet and you're in the strike zone.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, let's go after them.
Yeah. Pretty morning.
Yep, beautiful. Joe, it's a little cooler than it's been being in the mornings, and I didn't realize, I know a cold front came through like yesterday, but it's still a beautiful morning. Just hope we can get these fish to full moon last night, and we're trying to get them working.
We'll get them woke up. It's still early. That sun was pretty this morning coming up.
Oh, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
That temperature change had a little haze on the pond.
Yep. Big difference in the water temperature. Feel like a bath of water right now compared to.
There's a fish, Cliff.
You get him?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna get my line out of you. Oh, I got one too.
Have you?
Yep. They right there together.
Yeah, we had a double on.
Yep.
It's a nice fish.
God, did you see that fish?
Yours came off. You had a good fish on, Cliff.
Man, just makes me pure sick to see this.
Yeah, don't lose the first one. It's a nice fish there, but now he wasn't nothing like you had on. You had a huge fish on there.
Well, I had to
Pretty
drag.
fish, healthy.
Yeah, they're gonna be healthy. They shared up.
Yeah, for summertime pond fish, that's a nice fish. Boy, that water is just bathtub warm.
Isn't it? It's amazing how warm it'll get in there.
Let's get another one.
Yeah.
I want to get that one you lost.
Well, hopefully we'll get some more.
Oh yeah.
It disappoints me to miss the first fish,
Yeah.
but can't get them all.
No.
You know, he struck, I threw right in behind you and he was right there with him.
They
he
were
struck
together.
right together.
Yeah.
we're in about 5 foot of water right now, Joe, and as you go progressively toward the bank, obviously it gets a little shallow. And these bass this time of year are going to be from 6 foot to the surface because that's where the oxygen is at. And this time in the morning they'll visit the shallows a lot, and a lot of times you can catch them coming off the shallows. And we'll just have to try all this out. The difference in the water, the depths where it drops from 4 to 5 and 5 to 6, they'll hang in there a lot of times, right in that range where the drop-off's at.
I guess that creek channel runs between us and the bank here?
It runs out this way.
Yeah.
And well, like I say, it's 5 right here, but we are just about over top of it.
Right.
Not quite. It goes about right there.
Okay.
And fish on.
Got him?
Yeah, I don't know what size. He's not big, but he's on. I can reach up here and turn this thing off.
Well, you are right in the creek channel.
Bring him around that side.
Yeah, bring him around that side. He's in that motor again.
Joe. Let's see what we got here.
Nice pond fish there.
Yeah. We're looking for his big sister.
Yeah. They are healthy though, Cliff.
Not bad.
Solid fish.
Hey.
There's a fish, Cliff. I don't know if hadn't seen him yet. I changed up like we talked about earlier, went with a crankbait, get a little deeper, get out of that sun with some. He's a good fish.
Well, like I say though, we'll take his business.
Yeah, for right now, he'll do. They are solid. Now that fish has got some spots on his tail like he'd been fanning and healing back up. Had him hooked good, Cliff. Yeah, he would have been on a while. There, fish got a couple of spots on his tail.
Parasite. Parasite get him on this time of year when it's hot and like that. There'll be a parasite on his tail. But they'll usually kill up pretty easy.
That's a solid fish. He's healthy. There you go, little guy. I changed up, went with
It's very visible too. That might help a lot.
yeah, and it's a suspending bait. I can stop it.
Yeah, and they love that stop and start retrieve.
Yeah. Keep it in
Especially
their
big
face.
bass.
Yeah, keep it in their face a little bit longer. Now
That's what we're looking for.
There's
right
a
there.
chub right there. Look at that
Oh
fish.
man,
Boy, that's a nice fish there, Cliff.
just get it close, man. I'll get him.
Well, now you just hold on and let me have a little bit of fun. It ain't every day you catch one of these. There's people who live all their life and don't catch a fish that size.
You want me to get him now?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and get him.
I don't think it's ready.
She's ready.
Strong.
Man, look how long that fish is.
See what I told you about the tail right
Yeah.
there? See how it's zigzag? That fish
Yeah.
been caught before and released.
Yeah.
Could have been caught when it was 3 pounds or 4 pounds or whatever.
Or, yeah, it's
All right.
healed up nice.
You get the hook
All
out
right,
and
well-
we'll weigh this.
What will that one weigh? I don't believe that one would have came off either. There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how easy it was.
Fish can take it out better than I can.
All right, let's see.
That is a nice fish.
Come on, baby. I'm gonna put you back just a second. Just be easy.
And that fish
Exactly 10 pounds.
without weight, without roe in her.
All right, I'm gonna let you put her back, and I'm gonna
right.
take this off of her, and let's get her back in the water. Joe, that bait you just put on, that little crankbait, did the trick. You know, the sun's coming up, it's going a little bit deeper, and I think obviously it was the right thing to do.
Well, you know, we talked about this water temperature being almost 80 degrees or hotter.
Yep.
And all these baits we've thrown so far you have to keep retrieving them, keep them moving to keep them off the bottom. But this is actually a suspending bait, and it'll float up. I can crank it down and just stop, and it'll just kind of sit there in front of the fish. And the water's so hot, the fish are lazy. They're just looking for an easy bite. And
Easy
this
meal.
is the size of the shad you said were in here, 2 inches long or so. And so we fooled one into biting it.
I'm so glad that we got one in the boat that size.
That was a good fish.
Because, you know, it really goes this time of year, everybody thinks you can't catch big bass, that you have to catch them before they go on to bed. And,
Right.
even after that fish was 10 pounds and rode out, that fish would have been 11 and a half pounds.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few of those in here, and people think I'm crazy, but that's the truth. There's a lot of that fish, size fish in here.
Just goes to show, if you manage your pond, look after it like you have these,
Yep.
you can raise big fish.
There's no doubt. And you know, late June, early July, like I say, slow your bait down a little bit, get out here early in the morning, and those big bass are feeding up after coming off the bed.
Yeah.
It's a fun day.
There's
See
fish.
what we got.
Yeah,
Looks
that's-
like a fairly nice fish too.
I believe so. Taking some drag. First cast on that worm. These fish have
I
just
tell you-
moved off deep.
Well, this water right here is exactly 5 foot, so they're not going to be any deeper than that.
Yeah.
That looks like a nice fish too. Where you reckon that was running?
I got a glimpse of him, but I didn't see him. Well, he's not as big as I thought he was, but he'll. Now that fish is solid.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
Look how
heavier than you
fat
think it is.
that fish is. That fish has got roe in him still.
No, that's got shad in it.
Is that
That's
shad?
what shad. That's what you call it's fish. It ain't roe.
That's a shad-fed fish then.
You might look in the gut and see if you see anything sticking out. A lot of times we catch these fish and
See the tail sticking
the tail
out?
will be sticking
No.
completely out. Yeah, you look at that gut on that thing.
That fish kind of favors me, right in the middle.
I didn't want to say anything about that, but you're right.
Yeah, that's what we'd call a
Watch.
hackendale fish back
I'm just
home.
going to sit in and watch it.
My
That's
fishing
good,
partner's
that's good.
about that size.
All right, let's
Any
see.
size to him.
He's running with me so much I can't tell, but
Oh yeah, that's a nice fish, Cliff.
well,
He ain't running with you anymore, is he?
no. We'll get him in, that's all that counts.
Yep.
He wants to jump again.
Uh-oh. Hold him down. Another good fish.
Yeah.
This
It's-
corner is real good.
It really has been productive this morning, isn't it? I told you that one structure cover I put
Yeah.
there has made all the difference in the world.
Bring him on up here and I'll help you. He might have a little something to say about that, hasn't he?
Yeah. Watch your hand, that thing's got hooks in it. It's unbelievable.
There he is.
Well,
Well, he ate that up, Cliff.
yep. This corner's
Right.
been really good for us. You just come out with that 10-pounder,
Yeah.
and that one's what, 3?
3.5 probably. The fish
Yeah.
is still healthy. They are eating a lot of shad.
Yeah, they're eating up
Not
like.
Not as fat as that one I caught a few minutes ago with that.
No, it was just tremendously fat, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was full of shad.
Maybe we should have stayed in this corner a lot longer.
We might have to go back through there again.
Thank you for landing that for me, man.
Pretty
Let's
fish.
go after him again. He's pulling right steady though, my friend.
he's
He's a nice
solid.
fish.
Yeah, they're all. So look at there. Look at there. He's bigger than I thought he was.
Yeah, see that? They fool you, don't they?
They do fool you because he was coming to the boat.
You reckon that's the one that hit mine right there and missed it, and then
I'm
you got
sure
him with that
well, I
worm?
told you I'd get him. Don't worry about a thing.
It's just,
You just locate them and I'll catch them.
I'm chumming for you.
There you go. All I need for you to do is find them. He ain't quit yet.
He ain't tired, is he?
No. He got more sleep than I got last. I need to throw it back there?
You might have another one. 'Cause they're not chasing this thing, that's for sure. They must be hitting that slow bait.
Yeah,
and
it's
bumping
that slow. This water temperature is hot.
Yeah,
and
it's
they're
going
lazy.
up to 79 now.
Yeah, they're like me. They're just lazy. It's another nice fish.
Yeah.
Must be a good pond manager up here. Fish are
Some
awful
way,
nice.
I hope he manages ponds better than he's fishing.
He's doing a good job.
Joe, we had a good day of fishing, but Joe had a great day of fishing.
Oh, that was a once in a lifetime fish for a lot of people. I mean, that 10-pound bass anywhere in the country, but especially here in North Carolina, is truly a catch of a lifetime. He's caught a lot of bass. He's fished a lot of tournaments through the years and bass fishing in general, and he's caught a lot of 6 to 8 pound fish. during those years, but never had eclipsed anything bigger really than 9.5. So 10 pounds was his big fish to date, and we were all a little surprised. But most of the fish we caught that day were 3 to 4 pound class. That it's a great fish any time of the year. But when that big fish hit, she hit a little crankbait, and they'll talk about that in gear time. That really made for a special day.
That's probably going to be the most famous crankbait we've talked about in a long time. Let's go to gear time.
Well, Joe, this morning we got out here early. It has to be early because it gets 90 degrees at the end of June or 1st of July. But we've had some real good success today. We started out around 6 and we tried mostly minnows to start with because the bass were chasing shad. And we had real good luck with that. At least you did. I kept losing my fish, but I wondered if this had any hooks on it. We did, like I said, we did real good with the minnow baits that emulate shad. And then you started using a little small
crankbait. When the fish, the water temperature is so warm, the sun got up, and I knew the fish were going to slow down, just get lazy. So I start with the lipless crankbait, which you have to keep moving to keep it off the bottom, and I went with just a diving bait that would actually float back up when you quit cranking it. So kind of a suspending bait, and it'll stay in the strike zone a little longer, and it worked really well. That's what I caught the big fish on earlier this morning. And we tried a number of baits, and pond fishing, ponds are only so big, so you can make a circle and change baits, make another circle, and go to the center like we talked about in the creek channels, and you can continually change and catch fish each time you change.
Right, because I know when we went in and you caught that big bass, we had just pounded that particular area with 4 or 5 different baits, and you just came back with that little lip bait, and he nailed it.
It absolutely just stopped in front of him, and he said, well, it's not moving, I'll bite that one.
Right, and I had fairly good success with a double fluke, which is two baits on one line, and it gives them a little schooling effect, and works pretty good. I've caught 2 at a time at times, and I've been real happy with the use of these plastic baits and the minnow baits this time of year.
Well, you struck on it earlier. I was pulling a topwater plug earlier, a buzzbait, and you came behind me with the little lipless crankbait, and the fish would look at my topwater bait, but maybe, well, I don't want to bite that, but you came along with theirs, a real one. Yeah,
and they hit it, and we did pretty good considering the heat. I think we really did good.
Really good, yeah. You've got a fine place here. You've done a good job managing these ponds, and this is something that anybody, you don't have to make a long trip. Everybody lives near a pond.
Yeah, and it's like I say, a few things you really need to know about a pond is the depths and where the creeks and channels are at, and just get a little information from the person you're going to fish from to get the pond, go to the pond view, and it'll help you, and you'll catch a lot of fish.
No better way to spend an afternoon down by the pond.
I love it. I love it.
Well, I've had a great time.
I have too, man.
Come back, I really enjoyed this.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Joe, we moved around a lot that day. We changed baits, and it turned out to be productive.
It really did, and that's what you have to do. You have to, that time of year, it's like fishing in the wintertime when you have to move around and find out where the fish are. They're going to look for the oxygen level. They need to be comfortable there. They need to be in an area where the water temperature is comfortable, and then where they can find food. And so that's what the guys did. They moved around the pond that day. They changed up baits and found out what the fish wanted, and you saw what it did. A lifetime bass and a good class of fish right during the heat of the day.
Well, the fish continued. Donna's in the kitchen. She's got a recipe using catfish today.
Today in the kitchen we're going to be making a yellow cornmeal Parmesan fish. It's a great recipe. We're going to start out with some spicy butter. So we're going to place that on our wax paper. We're going to use some catfish or any type of white fish that you have. We're going to spread that out a little bit, and we're going to dredge our fillets or you can use steaks if you have those, in our spicy butter. And then instead of just going ahead and putting that in, we're going to make a little egg wash to go with this. So we're going to take a little bit of milk and an egg or two, and we're just going to mix that together until it's well combined. And then we're going to dredge our fish into this mixture, and then into some yellow cornmeal, a little bit of Parmesan cheese. You can use fresh or the kind out of the can like we use at our house, and a little bit of parsley flakes. And you can use fresh parsley if you have it. A lot of times we have it growing in the garden, so we use that, but the dried works just as well. There's your yellow cornmeal and your Parmesan cheese. And this is going to make a nice crunchy outer coating for your fish, and it is really good. So we're just going to mix that together real quickly in our pie plate, or you can use some wax paper because that's easy cleanup. And we're going to take our fillet, our fish fillet here, and just kind of dip it. And you're going to have the nice spicy coating on the inside plus the crunchy coating on the outside, so it's going to be a great combination. And we're just going to toss that together and shake off all the excess, and then we're going to place that into our hot oil. And we're going to add a little bit of butter to this too, but we don't want to add it too soon because butter has a low smoke point and it will scorch. So you want to add that right at the last minute so that it doesn't burn, but you get that nice flavor that you'll from the butter. And once we have let this cook for a couple, 2 to 3 minutes, depending on the thickness of your fillets, we're going to turn those, and you can see we have a nice golden brown. It'll have a nice crunchy outer coating. It's a great recipe. And then we're going to cook this for about 2 to 3 more minutes until it's completely cooked throughout and flaky when you touch it with a fork, because you want to make sure that your fish is cooked thoroughly. And then what we're going to do is drain it on a paper towel, and then you're ready to serve it. And this is something that you can put on a sandwich. You can just serve it straight on a plate if you would like. This is what it looks like when it's finished. You can see it has a nice outer crunchy coating, which is great, but your fish inside, you can see, is nice and moist and cooked throughout. We're going to serve it with a little bit of some steamed asparagus and some tomato wedges because they were in season. So it's a great recipe. Like I said, you can put it on a sandwich, you can eat it plain, you can serve it with a salad if you'd like as well. So I hope you enjoyed the yellow cornmeal Parmesan fish, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on Simple Cooking.
Thanks, Donna, for that recipe. It seems we're hearing more and more about catfish on the table. But, Joe, we're going to hear about this 10-pound bass for a long time to come.
Well, I know Joe Dormant will. I mean, I think he's told everybody probably in the state. In fact, I'm pretty sure he has. And it's worthy. I mean, it's 10-pound bass, you don't go out there and do that every day, and especially when you're fighting the conditions. I mean, we picked a day that was warm, and then the whole idea was to get out there and see if we could do it. And of course, we fished a pond that Cliff manages, and that's a key too. Fishing a pond that has that class of fish, and he does such a great job. He knows how to do it. But managed pond that's got the population of fish that you can fish for, knowing how to move the pond, knowing the pond, and he knows his ponds, knowing where to go. And then mixing your baits, and that's always a key, having a good selection of baits in your tackle box, and you can have a day like that too.
Well, it was a hot one that day, but it adds a whole new meaning to the summer heat after a show like this.
It sure does.
For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. Thanks for joining us today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information.
Grady White boats are known for uncompromising quality through exceptional attention to detail. On every model, from 18 to 45 feet, we incorporate exclusive features and quality components that you won't find on any other boat brands. Our exclusive CV2 hull design is ranked highest in every third-party survey done in the marine industry. So every day on the water will be a great day, no matter the conditions. Ask any Grady White owner and they'll tell you, get the Grady.